with that. Next is closing, helping a person make a decision to become a customer or to become a distributor. Do you have too many people thinking about it? You haven't been able to help them make a decision? How do you help those people make a decision? How do you rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10? The duplication skill. You want to know what the duplication skill is? Is getting a new person started effectively. Helping that person get off to a quick start, helping them get some results, helping them create some commissions, customers, something. Because the clock's ticking. Person starts a traditional business, they'll give you 3 years before they start looking for results. But in network marketing, they'll give you 3 weeks. You better get some results in those first 3 weeks, because if you don't, it's easy to get in, it's easy to get out. Price of entry is so low. Like, I'll write it off, I'll do something else. So that's skill number 6. Well, how good are you with your systems to get people started effectively? Are you good? Are you strong? Are you solid? Or does it need work? Is it the same for everybody, or is it all over the board? Where do you rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10 on getting people started effectively? And then skill number 7, promoting events. This is the highest paying skill in all of network marketing. Your ability to get people, get butts in seats at your destination events, at your company conferences, at your regional events, at events like this, pays you so much money. It does so much of the work for you. If you're good at this, it solves a lot of the problems, and it gives you time to develop the other skills. If you could become just good at promoting. So, these are the 7. Where do you rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10 on each one of these? So, little clip just to kind of set the stage as we get started here. What I want you to think about right now specifically is, how do you rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10 on finding prospects, your ability to have at your disposal at any moment in time an unlimited supply of quality people that you can talk to about your product, your opportunity. Now, we're going to talk about this more when it comes to inviting, but our goal with all this, some people think that our job in network marketing is to sell products. That's not our job. That is a byproduct of our job. It's a result of our job. It's how we get paid from our job, but it's not our job. Some people think our job is to recruit people, build a team. And that's also a result of our job. It's not our job. We get paid for that too. Well, we don't get paid for the act of building the team. We get paid for the product moving through the team. But we get leverage from the team. Even so, that's not our job. Our job is to educate people to the point that they understand what we have. We're all teachers. We're here to educate people. So what we're trying to do now with skill number 1 is find people to educate. Find people to provide understanding. Find people to give knowledge about our product or our opportunity. So I don't want you to be scared with this. I don't want you to freak out with this. This is, I want you to think of this as collecting friends. Collecting friends. If you're an introvert, you can collect friends. If you're an extrovert, you can collect friends. If you don't think you know anybody, you can collect friends. We have tools at our disposal right now that are just astronomical, incredible. You can reach the world. Okay? So I want to give you some steps on finding prospects, and many of them you already know. Now, listen, step number one is to build what I like to call an active candidate list. An active candidate list, a comprehensive list of people that you could have an opportunity to, I guess I'm going to this camera, a comprehensive list that you can have an opportunity to share your product or your opportunity with. Now, I'm going to give you some points on this. Number one, my recommendation on building this comprehensive, I call it an active candidate list for a reason, but my recommendation is to put it on paper, okay? If I'm working with you personally, I don't want to sit and have you tell me it's on your phone, and I don't want you to tell me that, oh, I have it in a spreadsheet. Yeah, that's fine. Most of the time it's out of sight, out of mind. I want you to put it on paper. And what if you had a journal that was just filled with contacts and their contact information and what stage they are in the process? Like they're identified. Have you talked to them ever? Have you exposed them to the product? Have you exposed them to the opportunity? What were the exposures? What's the next step? I want you to, what I'd like you to do, at least for this exercise for now, is to start on paper. Get something that you like. I mean, if it's a journal, get a journal. Go on Amazon or wherever and purchase a journal if you don't have one already. And at least for this exercise, I want you to create a fresh, new candidate list. This is worth its weight in gold. This document is potentially the most valuable book in your library. So put it on paper. Number one is make sure that you write it down, okay? Next, it's important that you don't prejudge, because you're going to be tempted to prejudge as you're building this list. And do you have these little sub bullets underneath? Like step one, step two, or no? Yeah. Okay. I'm just talking to the production team here. Don't mind us. So the active candidate list, put it on paper, number one. Don't prejudge, number two, because you're going to be tempted. There's going to be some people you're going to say, you know what? I don't want to talk to that one. That person's negative. That person hurt my feelings. I'm not talking to that person right now. They're too rich. They're too healthy. They're too successful. They're too busy. They're too pessimistic. They're too cynical. They're too whatever. Let go of that. Your job is, I don't even care if you contact them. You can decide if you're going to contact them later. But it's really important that you take that person out of your brain and you put them onto paper. Even if you don't even want them on your team, put it on paper anyway. Okay? I want your commitment that you're going to do that. Do not prejudge, no matter what. Matter of fact, I have a painful story that I'll show you from a training that I did recently about how damaging it was for my career when I prejudged. Check it out. Do not prejudge. Let me tell you a story about prejudging. I grew up in Minnesota, and when I got involved in network marketing, I grabbed my mom and dad's address book, and I quickly called all of their friends before they had a chance to call them, because they were my upline. My mom's right here. I grabbed her address book. Stand up, Mom, say hi. That's my mama. She was involved in network marketing before I knew what network marketing was. I remember we lived in the country and she got involved with a company called Slender Now. Diet powder. Shakes. She was making, what was it at that time? What was the biggest check you got back then? $3,000 a month? $3,000 a month when $3,000 a month was something. Back in the 70s. Then that company had struggles. On we moved. I didn't know any of this stuff. So anyway, I call all the people through the address book and I'm freaking out because I don't know anybody. And I have some relatives that were involved in evangelism. My second cousins. And I'm like, they're not going to be interested. You know what they did? They traveled around the country talking about the evils of rock and roll. seriously, they're burning records, doing all kinds of crazy stuff. Number one, I was like, well, they're busy. Number two, I kind of like the music. This is them. These are my cousins. Whitney Houston, really? So these are my cousins. So I never called them. Somebody called them. And I didn't know they were tired of being on the road. They were looking for something else. They were looking for something else to do. I was like, really? Guess how much their family has made since they made the decision to get involved in network marketing? These are relatives that I never called. Over $40 million in commissions. I never gave them a chance. I never even gave them the opportunity to say no. Didn't do it. Like, nah. I prejudged them. $40 million mistake. I would save you that pain. There's somebody on your list I know that you're saying, oh, that's not for them. Oh, they'd never do it. Oh, they're too successful. Oh, they're negative anyway. You know what a negative person is? Somebody's just had their heart broken. That's all it is. They've lost hope. They've lost direction and they're lashing out. Maybe they're hoping, they're praying for somebody to come and see past their negativity to help them make a decision to change their life. So don't prejudge. Empty your phone out. So, are we agreeing? We're not going to prejudge, right? We're going to empty your mind on paper. Whether it's a journal, you've got this, or I want to show you one other resource that's available to you here. You'll find that you can download. It's how is it connected to this system? It's on the page. They can download this. This is called a memory jogger. Part of the 7 skills in 7 days. How to build an ever-expanding list. You can download this. It has space to be able to put 600 contacts inside of this. Even though there's space to be able to do that, I would use this workbook, but then I still like a journal. I just think it's better for me. I feel better with it. And I don't know, some of this business is emotional. So this is available to you. So here's where we're going to start. We're going to start with the big 3. The big 3. Every single contact you have in your phone goes on the list. If they are not currently a distributor, they go on the list. Okay? Even if they're a customer, they go on the list. If they've said no before, they go on the list. Every single person in your phone goes on the list. Period. Now I'm going to ask you to do the work. You know, don't just make a list of 50 and say, oh, I have writer's cramp, and my hand's tired, and yeah, this is hard, and I have enough people to talk to anyway. I need you to make a comprehensive list. This is an active document. Just like a business might be valued based upon its inventory, that your business is going to be valued based upon the quality and the quantity of this list. So don't you go getting lazy on me. Not step 2 yet. Stay on step 1, not step 2. Thank you. So, first, every single name that is not currently a distributor goes on your list. Do you understand? That's number 1. Number 2, every single person that you've ever emailed who has ever emailed you, their name and contact information goes on the list. Because if you're like me, there's a lot of people you email that you don't necessarily have in your phone, vice versa. So all the phone contacts in your phone, all the contacts in your address book online, all the contacts in your email inbox. Just go through and scan who you received emails from, actual human beings, who you've sent emails to, actual human beings, and write their names down. If you don't have their phone number,